The film opens with Abby in a holiday shop, about to engrave an ornament for her ex-husband Julian. Before the order goes in, Julian calls. He is getting married. They are expecting a baby. Abby stands very still, cancels the ornament, and discovers the shop clerk is not going to let her. He has already entered it in the computer. He also recognizes her as Gabriella and starts performing for the small crowd of shoppers. Abby tries to be patient. She stops being patient. She tells them she is not Gabriella. She has not baked Christmas cookies in her life. She is not a wife or a mother, and the only correct thing out of the clerk's mouth is that she would need writers to give relationship advice because she has not been on a date in years. Someone films it. Her agent Oliver arrives at her house with the news. The video went viral. America's perfect mom having a public meltdown over a Christmas ornament. Abby's image has taken a hit right when the producers of her new show, Powder Point Inn Mysteries, are nervous about casting her. She needs PR, charity events, a public apology. Abby says this feels inauthentic and is not who she is. Oliver points out that her bad day started with Julian's news. She says she needs to get out of LA. He agrees, tells her to take a few days, read the script, come back ready. She books a 5-star resort in Vermont. She books it for next Christmas. At the resort, the receptionist, Clara, breaks it to her gently. Wrong date. Overbooked for the Christmas star event. But there is a small inn nearby that as of yesterday had one room. The McGuire Inn. Abby hedges. Clara says sometimes an unexpected change in plans is a blessing. Abby drives to the McGuire Inn where the owner, Nick McGuire, part-time innkeeper, part-time science teacher, full-time person still figuring out how to run a bed and breakfast, somehow drops her luggage into the Christmas tree in the lobby on her first 30 seconds there. He offers dinner to make up for it. She says she has a script to read and will lay low. She goes upstairs and opens the script. The innkeeper character solves crimes and bakes cookies. She closes the script and comes back downstairs. Over shepherd's pie and then sticky toffee pudding, Nick tells her about his wife Natalie, who died and whose idea the inn was. He is also directing the local Christmas pageant at the church, which Natalie ran for years, despite having zero experience. Abby offers to be a sounding board. She also learns Nick is a science teacher who is excited about the Christmas star, technically a planetary conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, appearing on Christmas Eve. Some believe it is the same astronomical event the wise men followed. Abby tells him she thinks it is a sign for those who need hope. The elderly Mrs. Eldridge shuffles in with her cat Mr. O'Malley and almost recognizes Abby from the viral video. Nick deflects her with a portable heater and discretion. The next morning, Abby meets Clara again in town and helps her carry boxes of toys to the church. Clara, a woman of faith and not judgment, tells Abby what the viral story has in common with every other gossip story, far less concerned with facts than with narrative. She says the way through is to stop hiding. At the church, Nick is running his pageant rehearsal into the ground. One angel has quit for sledding. Half the barn animals are outside. Abby wanders in and gets the children's attention with a snapping rhythm. She has an instinct with kids that comes from 14 seasons of working with them. She asks if she can do more than sounding board. Nick says she is hired. His daughter Lucy, 8 years old, is playing the lead angel. At the farm for hot cider and wreath making, Nick explains the Christmas star properly while they build garland together. Abby talks about prayer, how she used to wish her faith came as easily as Gabriella's. All the answers, all the certainty. She says she recently realized you do not need certainty to pray, just a conversation. Nick says Gabriella is not the only one with good advice. Back at the inn, they decorate the tree together with Lucy, who produces a beloved shepherd on the search doll that Natalie bought her. Every night he journeys. Every morning, Lucy finds him on his way to the manger. Abby admits she is still figuring out her own Christmas traditions. Lucy pulls her toward the tree. Lucy is going to the Nutcracker with her Aunt Zoe, Natalie's sister, and cannot choose between two dresses. Nick is helpless. Abby helps Lucy pick the snowflake princess dress and braids her hair. They talk about mothers who are not here anymore. Lucy tells Abby about a snowstorm Christmas Eve when her mom declared they were not letting snow ruin their plans. They built a fort, made cocoa with marshmallows, sang carols inside it. Even better than real caroling, Lucy says. Zoe arrives to collect her and is visibly unhappy to find Abby Fontaine braiding her niece's hair, but Nick walks her outside and tells her there is nothing to worry about. Lucy knows Abby leaves after Christmas. Zoe is not entirely reassured. With Lucy at the Nutcracker, Nick and Abby go out. He has arranged a horse-drawn sleigh to a spot in the hills where he shows her the constellation Monoceros, a cluster of stars in the shape of a Christmas tree, part of his personal Christmas spirit tradition. Hot cocoa with marshmallows. Under the stars, Abby tells him about her marriage to Julian, how her fictional life had become real, how she took on Gabriella's role of the all-knowing supportive wife while Julian deferred, and how it worked perfectly as television and poorly as a marriage. She says she hoped for reconciliation for a long time. What she really wanted was familiarity and family. She hates coming home to an empty house. Nick says when Natalie died, the inn became a shell of what it was. He says he does not think loss is something to be compared. Her dream of a family died too. He says he thinks she is going to get her second chance. They come home to find Lucy in the snow, telling them everything about the Nutcracker, while Zoe watches with an expression that is softening despite itself. At the pageant rehearsal, Abby works through the technical challenges. Bryce, the innkeeper, cannot bring himself to turn away Joseph and Mary because it is mean. So Abby explains that showing unkindness helps the audience recognize kindness. Eloise, playing Mary, cannot connect to the character because she has never been a mother. So Abby asks her about her little sister Emery and tells her to imagine that love, but more so. In the costume room, Lucy asks which angel wings her mother would have chosen. Abby asks which ones Lucy thinks she would have chosen. Lucy points immediately. They go with those. Nick catches the moment. Zoe, who was skeptical, is watching too. She pulls Nick aside at the bakery later and admits what she has been holding back. Watching Guiding Grace with Natalie at the end was how they both got through it. The show gave them hope. She says it was not just the show, it was Abby. She and Nick make cookies together and her exterior softens all the way. Oliver calls. There is a final screen test on December 26th. The producers got nervous during the press and are circling another actress. If Abby is not back on the 25th, the deal falls apart. She tells him she is co-directing a Christmas Eve pageant and was hoping to stay a few extra days. Oliver says he will send her ticket. She hangs up and goes outside and prays, "God, I need your help. I never thought I would feel for someone else. But Abby has brought us joy I was not sure I would feel again. I am grateful, even if it is temporary. Help Me Do Right by Natalie and Lucy. Help guide me. I have been walking in the dark a long time. I could use some light." That night, Nick takes Abby to the masquerade ball, in Natalie's My Fair Lady gown from a Broadway wardrobe donation, which fits perfectly. He tells her he did not have the right date until now. They dance. Mia, who gossiped about her at the bakery, makes a remark about hiding behind a mask for good press. Abby tells her calmly that when she overheard those words, she was hurt, but they helped her understand who she is and who she is not. She has flaws, they all do, but she is kind and cares about others. Then she tells Nick she does not need her mask anymore. He says neither does he. Outside in the dark, Mrs. Eldridge interrupts them under the mistletoe. They say goodnight. Oliver calls twice. Abby does not answer. The morning of the pageant, Nick goes to get cookies at the bakery and finds press cameras outside. He confronts Abby. A reporter tells him she tipped them off. Abby swears she did not. She only decided last night that she needed the screen test PR when Oliver called. Nick says he does not know if she is his friend or just another viewer. She is an incredible actor and right now he cannot tell. He asks her not to come to the pageant tonight. The cameras find her. Oliver appears. He called them, not Abby. He has the role locked in, a first-class flight booked, no more screen test. Abby stands in the parking lot alone. Oliver tells her to get in the car. She does not get in the car. Inside the church, Lucy is in her angel wings looking for Abby in the audience. Nick tells her it is his fault Abby is not there, but that she is going to be great. Lucy walks on stage alone and delivers her line, news of great joy, and freezes mid-sentence. Then a second angel appears beside her and says, "Hello, fellow angel. I believe you were telling everyone we bring news of great joy." Abby finished the line with her. The scene plays out. At the end, the wise men follow the star and Lucy improvises. Lucy asks why the star is there. Abby says because it is leading them to Bethlehem. Lucy asks how they know to follow it. Abby says because sometimes when we are lost or unsure, we need guidance. The light of that star brings them to hope and joy. They trusted God even though the journey was uncertain. They followed it and found where they belonged. The audience erupts. After the pageant, Nick finds Abby and apologizes. He says the only reason he did not believe her was because when he realized how deep his feelings were, he panicked and went looking for any evidence to convince himself they were not real. He says what he is feeling for her is so huge and so real that if she feels even a speck of it in return, it might just last them a lifetime. Lucy presents Abby with a snow globe. She and her dad picked it out together. She says Abby mentioned needing new Christmas traditions. Maybe snow globes could be theirs. Outside, the Christmas star appears. Abby tells Nick what she is feeling is more than a speck, closer to the whole night sky. She tells him she turned down the role. He asks why. She says she has spent her whole life playing a perfect wife and mother and she is tired of performing it. She wants to start living it, even imperfectly. She asks if there is room at the inn. He says it depends on whether she needs running water. She says do not worry, she can fix it. And that is how the story ends. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and drop a like and a comment to keep me going. Thanks.